Okay, I don't know if this video is ever going to see YouTube, but I am going to replace the sink that's in my kitchen, which is one of these deals. It's been there ever since we moved in. It can't hold the things on the stove anymore because now they, for some reason, instead of 4, they're just 2 giant pieces and they don't fit. You can't clean them. And so I bought a new sink that's just one big sink that goes all the way across up here. And it should just drop in. Famous last words. I'm going to try and reuse this disposal. I've got some new pipes, but I might be able to reuse this P-trap. As one of the people said on YouTube that I watch, this isn't a how-to channel. This is a what I'm doing channel. So I'm going to document the process, and if it turns out to be something, then you'll all see it. So it's a goofy situation. The pipes come up out of the floor. There are shutoffs, thank God. But no matter how hard I tighten these, I think this washer's bad on the inside because even though it's tight, I have a slow drip. So I am going to just deal with it without shutting off the water the rest of the house. And then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to cut these off at the top. And I'm going to pull this old sink out. Gotta get a bucket and drain all the water out of this P-trap. But all right, here we go. All right, first things first, I gotta take these little brackets off that are holding the sink down. Find my flashlight. I've already lost my flashlight. All right, here we go. You just need a really long screwdriver to get up in here with a flat blade on the end of it. And there's these tiny little screws that are up here on the railing. And if we just, right in the eye. Again, on the eye. Maybe now would be a good time to get the safety glasses on. There. I can't afford to get anything in my eye. All right, let's go. This is where it's gonna get fun. Well, looks like they only put one on the back side. So that makes it a little easier. I don't even think it's silicone in place. It just lifted right up. All right. Well, in that case, we're just gonna start taking the plumbing off, take the drain off, take this off, and keep moving forward. The reason this cabinet's all messed up is because many holidays we've had this pipe disconnect from the bottom of the sink and pour water all over the place at the least opportune time. So I'm hoping to put this back together in a way that is less likely to fall apart. Spilled a little. It's not terrible. Just wipe it up. And then I'm going to shove a rag in here to keep the sewer gases from choking me out. Now, time to get this thing out. I don't have the tool that comes with this thing, so I'm going to have to just use a screwdriver. Alright. Good thing I got the bucket. think a hammer is in order to knock that thing loose since I don't have the tool to do it. There it goes. Did it. We're gonna have to disconnect that. And I don't think that those threads are gonna match up. So I think I'll probably just end up cutting those pipes off and putting a new threaded connection on the end of it. So, we'll see. Because I can't cut these or shut these valves completely, I probably would be better off doing the shark bite. And I know everybody's gonna judge me for saying shark bite, but for people who can't do plumbing, as long as they're not buried in the wall, I haven't had one fail yet. I know that's knock on wood, famous last words, but for a situation like this where you can get at it and replace it, especially if there's another set of shutoffs, why not? All right, so I can't get these things to, and this nut is completely off. And I think this one would come loose, but this one will not let go. It's loose, but if you try and lift it, it moves the pipes under the sink, and I don't want to take a risk of cracking this, so we're just gonna use this thing, cut it off, and then we're gonna put the shark bite on it. This one is still somehow attached, so I guess we're gonna cut that one too. All right, we're free. Okay, let's see how heavy. Oh, that's not bad. That's unfortunate. My garbage disposal drain hose runs right through my sprayer hose, so I'm gonna have to disconnect one of these to get this thing off. All right. One step forward, 2 steps back. Let's try again. And then you take this little tool, around a few times until it bevels that top edge. A little knife in there. So it's nice and smooth. And then, almost forgot about this. I'll make a little mark. Find my Sharpie right here. And that way we know when our shark bites are all the way on if they get down to those lines. So this one comes with a little decorative piece, which I don't have to use since it's under here, but as long as we're here and make it pretty. take that. I'll put this, I guess, like so. And then we're gonna make sure that there. Like that. And then slide that around. Cover that up. And close that valve. Like that. These are these 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch Shark Bite Max. If you don't know how to solder or sweat, these things are a lifesaver. There it is. You gotta feel that thing click. Oh, hell. And guess what I did? I forgot my decorative piece. If you ever put your Shark Bite on and you have to take it off, it comes with this little tool. And you gotta slide that on your pipe, pop it up, and then you can lift it off. So we're gonna put that on there first. This goes on second, like that. And then bring this up like that. Perfect. And there's no water coming out, so that's good. So now I gotta clean up just all around this edge because it's gross. So get a little razor blade and get all the old silicone caulk or plumber's putty or whatever they used. It's actually coming off really clean. You really want to get this as clean as you can so you don't get leaks. So I'm going to use this touchless, Built Hamburg touchless. It's pretty strong. I'm going to test fit this. I have a feeling that these corners are going to be a problem because they're rounded and my new sink is a rectangle. So this may have to get cleaned up with a jigsaw. Let's see what happens. Okay, I know this comes with a template, but I'm just going to see how this goes. That was easier than I expected. Okay, so we got the sink laid in. It clears our new shutoffs, so that's good. The garbage disposal is going to be in this spot and hanging down, and since the garbage disposal was over here, and you can see they notched a hole for the garbage disposal to fit all the way over to there. So I'm gonna have to get out a jigsaw and cut a spot a little bit farther over so that the disposal can fit here. It is gonna get close to blocking off my shutoffs. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. But generally speaking, so far, so good. I'm gonna have to hang this tube back up over there in the corner. But yeah. I didn't have to cut the countertop, so that's good. So somehow I got to get this off of the bottom of the sink. And I don't know how I'm going to do that because it would appear that they used plumber's putty to attach this collar to the basin. So I've loosened this, so I'm pretty sure I can get these out of here, or at least this 1/2. So that's good. not. That's not threaded at all. We're gonna have to YouTube this, because I don't know how to get this off of here. What the hell? There's a lip, like a ring, that's holding this in place. I don't know. Okay, YouTube. Apparently this ring, I was right. It has to be popped out with a screwdriver. It's like a spring clip. Well, that thing's really in there. There it goes. Got him. Spring clip. So now I should be able to, there we go, pop this piece off. And then this is the part I'm worried about. They puttied this thing right in place. So I'm gonna struggle to get that off. More to come. Just bust this thing off here. Got it. Apparently, I need that too. Maybe I should buy a new one of those. But there goes the old drain. All right. Maybe I should put this on the new sink. So the sink came with this drain assembly, which, you know, it's pretty and it's new and it's shiny. However, it does not have the ring that goes around here that allows the disposal to clamp onto it. So we're going to take the old one that has the ring, and we're gonna have to clean all this up, make it look as good as new, and then use some plumber's putty like they did before, drop it in the sink, and then we can attach the disposal to this. So I won't bother having you watch me take all this and clean it up. All right, through the magic of video, good as new. So I'll have to use plumber's putty and get this attached to the new sink after we get it mounted. All right, so I've pulled the sink and put it on the carpet so it doesn't get scratched. This sink, which I'll tell you what the brand is at the end of this video because I can't remember, but this is very different from the other sink. The other sink had a rail that was continuous all the way around the outside. This one has like 9 or so of these little brackets. So then, I've never seen this before, but you just take this part, slide it. When they're done, they look like this, so that they can swing in when you drop it into the countertop, and then they swing back out, and then that screw tightens it down like this to grab the counter. So hopefully I'll go around and do all of these and put a bead of silicone around the edge and drop it in. Okay, I'm gonna test fit it one more time with those little clips in there and see if it still fits before I put the silicone in, because once I do that, it's in. So, see what happens. afraid to push too hard because these things are gonna snap and hold if I push them. So it looks like I'm gonna have to put the silicone in first and then push. It's gonna be a mess. Okay, let's get messy. If you slide them all the way out, then they kind of swing in. I'm gonna get a screwdriver and push those around the corner. So it drops. Two and a half. Okay, let's get a wet paper towel and clean this edge. Not too bad. Okay, I've been on the struggle bus for a while. The first one was trying to get the flange. The flange that came with the sink doesn't work, so I had to put the one that came with the disposal on, which made sense. But remember that retainer ring that I couldn't get off? I then now couldn't get it back on. So I finally got that on. This is tight. The plumber's putty is pushed out the top. And now I'm trying to put my hoses on the tops of these. I left them extra long because I was afraid that the hoses wouldn't be long enough, but there's not enough room to tighten it with the wrench. So I'm gonna cut them down here so I can get at it with the wrench. So again, one step forward, two steps back. I need a 90 here with, I guess, a threaded end. I don't know. Okay, after many trips to the hardware store, actually it was only one extra trip to the hardware store because I couldn't make my drain pipe work here under the sink. I needed to get an elbow. I bought all the rest of this stuff, but it didn't come with an elbow that I needed because all of the other parts that I had were for two sinks. So I took a jigsaw and I had to cut this shelf out. Move this so you can see a little bit better. So there's a shelf that was cut out over here for the garbage disposal. I know it looks like crap, but we'll just leave it like that. I had to notch it out on the other side to make room for the disposal. I also was quite frustrated by trying to get that spring ring to get this hooked back up for the collar. But the good news is I've just been running the sink for about 2 or 3 minutes and there are no leaks. Okay, as you can tell from the daylight and the change of my clothes, it is the next day. I wrapped this thing up last night and put everything away, and I will say that it was a success. I've never done a sink before. It probably took a lot longer than I expected, probably 5 hours from the time I started to the time that I finished, but that included at least one trip to the hardware store to pick up some parts that I needed for the plumbing. But I told you before that I would tell you what the brand of this sink is. It's an Adky, A-K-D-Y. It's probably, the box said made in China, but it's a drop-in sink. It comes with this faucet, which is pretty nice. It's spring-loaded and, you know, can reach from side to side, spray things down in the corners. You know, it's got a button on the side that cancels and pauses the water. It actually comes with these accessories, which are kind of nice. So if you want to wash your dishes by hand and air dry them, you can do that here. There is a little strainer, which you can drop in here. And there is a cutting board, which is a bamboo cutting board that drops in the top lip like that. So if you want, you can slide it to the side. You can chop your vegetables. You can dump them into this basket, rinse them, and then take this out and dump it into your bowl if you're cooking. And this slides underneath that, which is convenient. We also have one of these that Ann bought, which is, it pops open, but that also fits inside of here. So if we're ever doing something where we need a lot of space, you know, like use this maybe as a colander for pasta, you can dump that in there and it sits in the sink without getting the dirty water on it. So that's a really nice bonus that we weren't expecting. So all in all, I think it went pretty well for somebody who doesn't know how to do any plumbing whatsoever. I think it turned out great. The only complaint I have about this sink, honestly, the connectors are a little wonky, and the clips that hold this thing down to the countertop did not work for my my old crappy plastic laminate countertop. I don't think the countertop is thick enough, so it never really tightened it down and squeezed. So the bead of silicone that goes around is pretty much what's holding it in place. But I don't think it's going anywhere. It's plenty heavy, and I did get a couple of them to bite, so that's enough to hold it in place, and it's very sturdy. So I filled it up with water. I ran it for a long time. We ran the new dishwasher. There are no leaks. So for now, I think we're good. And tonight we're having an outdoor pizza party. So I've got all the stuff laid out here, and we're gonna make pizzas tonight. So that's my review. $300 at Home Depot. It's not so bad.